Hi, my name is Vincent Simoni, and in today's program, I'm going to show you how to hit a one-handed backhand return of serve. Let's begin. Having a one-handed backhand is arguably one of the hardest skills to pull off in tennis, and it's especially a burden when returning serve, especially against great servers. Here's how you can have swing efficiency on your one-handed backhand return and make a lot more shots and make a lot less unforced errors. First, from the ready position, we're going to split step right before our opponent hits the ball, okay? If you're standing on the ad side and somebody is tossing over their head, if they're a right-handed player, you can bet that maybe over half of the time it's going to come to your backhand, right? They're either adding some spin or they want to hit out wide, and this is one of the most common things that people will pick out in your game if you're a one-hander is they'll try and serve to your one-hander. So it's probably a good idea to start developing this shot. So after you split step, you're going to make a grip change and a unit turn. The return of serve is not a block. It's a half setup with a full swing. So we do not want to take our racket all the way back to Alaska, okay? And we actually don't want to do that on any kind of one-handed backhand, okay? We want to keep the racket relatively in line with our belly button, drawing an imaginary line with the butt cap and, our stomach. And when we turn, we're rotating our shoulders and making a grip change, okay? This elbow stays bent, and if you notice, if I just pivot back to where I started, all that happened was a grip change, okay? It's a no swing, backswing. Don't swing, make your life easy, okay? Fix your arms, okay? You should be able to shoot a basketball in this space. This is so, so important for the return of serve. And then go forward with the legs and keep your racket in front of you, okay? Now, the footwork is like this. As we unit turn, we shift to the outside leg and delay the step by dragging the other toe, okay? So I'm going to shift onto my outside leg, the back leg, which is my left foot in this instance. I square up the strings with my target, and now I need to hit as I'm moving through the ball, okay? And it's a 1-2 rhythm. It's very similar to the first volley where we hit almost when we're in the air, okay? And that's how you want to feel like on the return as well. You want to leave the ground and have your body weight going that way. Remember, your goal is to neutralize. We're not going for a winner. So we're going to be aiming this through the middle of the court at our opponent's feet. So we recognize it, boom, and the first step needs to be explosive, okay? If the serve is coming close to us, then we can take, more of a smaller step and then boom. But if the serve is a little bit more wide, then we're going to have to, boom, cover a lot more ground on that first step. Okay, so when we split step, boom, shift to the outside leg, and now when the ball's in our hitting zone, we're going to set our racket at the height of the ball, and we're going to have a full swing, hit, and we're going to land on the opposite foot every single time. Now, don't feel like you have to stop your momentum and hit and freeze like this. It's completely acceptable to take extra steps after you hit. Okay, you're going to be moving fast, and it's actually better to let yourself keep going. So you're going to hit, boom, land on the front foot, and probably take 1 or 2 extra steps, and that's okay. Just make sure that you hustle back right away. Now, I'm going to explain the most common cause of failure on the one-handed backhand return, and it is dropping the racket head below the wrist. Okay, this is a no-no on any one-handed backhand. We want a letter L on the wrist, L for leverage, and it needs to be maintained all the way to contact points, okay? You gotta check the boxes, and this one is worth the most points. And if you don't do it, you will never succeed, okay? It will be inconsistent, it will be weak. You will not be able to attack the ball, let alone make a return of serve. You'll probably end up hitting wide every time, and the ball will go that way, and you'll actually get defeated by the ball, okay? A lot of people think we gotta get under the ball on the one-handed backhand. It's a complete myth. We want to keep the racket head above our hand and swing through at the height of the ball. Then, once the ball leaves our strings, okay, we swing up the hill, inside to outside. Another common cause of failure on any one-handed backhand, and especially to return, is not staying sideways. When we hit, we want to swing away from our body and spread the wings, okay? Don't forget about your non-hitting hand. A lot of people, they let this hand go down here, they forget about it, and they open the racket like they're opening a door, okay? Or they're giving a bravo, okay? Stop putting on a show, keep it simple, stay sideways, because then you'll actually be able to hit on a straight line for once in your life, and you'll realize some control, which is gonna feel pretty good. So that's just two things that you have to do. Now, a third thing is not getting far enough away from the ball. You do not want to have a bent arm on any one-handed backhand, but especially the one-handed backhand return of serve. If your arm is ever so slightly bent, you're gonna push this shot, you're not gonna have power, you're probably gonna end up hitting it short or in the net, okay? The power on this shot is radius squared. So let's get some radius, okay? The radius, okay, it's the distance around our circle. It's not like a Ferris wheel, it's actually around our body, okay? So our circle isn't this way, it's this way, okay? Normally our racket would travel 180 degrees if we were making a full turn. So for this, our racket's only going about 90 from here to boom, the point where we finish right here, okay? 90 degrees. And we wanna make sure that we're not jamming ourselves, okay? With these three things, you should have a much better one-handed backhand return of serve. I hope you like what you learned. I hope you can implement it and stop missing one-handed backhand returns. And I recommend taking the next step and going into my online course, because it takes what we've learned and it builds on it and will fix your entire game and show you how to get past the intermediate level. Thank you for tuning in, and use what you've learned to modernize your game. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.